Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication.
Hello folks, this is the Mercy Center. We welcome you.
This is Pete, Sonny. Hello, Mercy Nation, and it's another day, and I hope everybody's being safe, and there's a lot going on with this.
Yeah, main thing, people in the hospital, talk to your doctors and nurses about using cannabis as an alternative medicine. Keep in with the drugs that they prescribe you. Be cautious, because these drugs may cause side effects, and you might even commit suicide, like a dear friend of mine, from a medication. So please be careful.
Well, the main thing is you always want to talk to your doctor. These are the things we want to do, is keep our doctors informed and talk with them about the medicines. And we always talk on the show about cannabis being a good medicine, and that's what we do. And like we talked about the strain, the strains, like last week about the different strains, because the strains do affect how it affects the condition, because the patient was talking about how it affected their condition. It's really important. That's why it's important to keep our doctors informed. They need to know what's going on in your health, and that's why, because they need to know. They need to know what's going on. Is like what you were saying, sometimes they don't know, and that's why they do need to know, and that's why they do need to know, and the medicines they got going, is not good, and sometimes they need to know, the strains that, the different strains that go in,
But my opinion is to enjoy all the different strains. And you can find out which one works better with your situation. And it'll help you in the long run. And you can make up a healing oil or a tincture or some baked goods. And these other ways of using cannabis is beneficial because you're not smoking it.
Well, and that's why it's really important to keep informed of what's going on about the kinds that you're using, because when you know what kind you're using, and then the condition that you and your health, because how do you feel? How do you feel? Because, one patient was telling me their sugar diabetes was getting so much better, Well, over the time, they've been using this one particular strain, and now this one particular strain has been helping them to where their sugar diabetes is almost gone, But they just don't know what particular strain. But, now there's, see, these are the things we're talking, and it's really important, Now we're going to find out, wow, it's all right, because we still got a little bit more to finish off the sugar diabetes, and we're going to find out, because we got a little bit more sugar diabetes to finish off. And you know what? It's just not CBDs. We got CBDs and THCs and more there's more, terpenes and other things in our diets we're going to finish, because these are the things that are healthy that we're going to finish off, that, are good for us, are going to make us be good for us in our body. And these are the things we want, as a patient in our condition.
Quality of life, to have the pain cease. I have carpal tunnel and other things, but I made up the healing oil to relieve the carpal tunnel. And with the olive oil or whatever oil you happen to have handy, you can use. But it's a time of putting it in a jar, having a lid for it, stirring it several days in that, getting the bottom ash up to the top, and keeping it in a cool, dark spot. And you can use it for cooking, you can use it for medicinal purposes. I've used it on bug bites, on burns. I've used it on my dog and my buddy's dog as well, and several other. And this the benefits of using the cannabis. You don't have no side effects like some of these pharmaceuticals.
Back to voting.
Yeah.
We always talk about our legislators and our senators, and we always want to talk about voting and making sure that our legislators and our senators, and where do they stand on things like this, because, it's healthy for us, and talk to your doctor, and how do they feel about it, Well, because look how good it feels, and how does it do for your condition, Well, now we know, this one particular patient his sugar diabetes is gone, Wow, And now we got people calling in and saying, this is it, how can we do one more particular cannabis related, and people are doing things like this, and what are they gonna do? Oh, excuse me, and then, yes sir, how can we help you? Hello?
You got it on speaker?
Yes, how can we help you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you're coming in good.
Okay. How can you help me?
This is Sam the man, and he's a patient, and we love him.
Well, I don't know, just be yourself.
Well,
Be yourself.
the cannabis is a really good issue that we're talking about, and we was just talking about like what we can do with it to do for the particular issue that we could use to make it better for the condition that you was using it for,
And you don't have to smoke it to get the benefits.
Well, and to make it better, and then having to change the particular strain that you was using, to make it.
I love all plant medicines, and I wish people would get on board with plant medicines and ditch the pharmaceuticals. I really do.
Hear, hear.
Well, and these are things that people don't understand, that if they change to different other kinds of, instead of just trying one particular kind of medicine, they can try other kinds, but they have to give themselves more than one particular amount of time and they have to work with their bodies and allow their bodies some time to work with it and their diets, you know. And they have to
Agreed.
they have to give themselves some time, and their doctors, they have to give their doctors some time, because their doctor's the one that's going to give them the, be able to tell with their blood tests, you know.
Right, and it's likely going to be stress-induced, and it's likely going to come from, like, their TV. If they just turn their damn TV off, stay off damn social media, especially that damn Clocks propaganda network.
Well, there's a lot of that, you know, going on too. So there's a lot of factors going that are built in with it. So then they have to keep track of all of these things, these just, you know, the social media and the TV and their diet and their drinking and other drugs and,
Grow your own food.
I mean,
That'd be my advice.
well,
You
and
don't
then
need municipal water to do it.
another patient called the other day and said he's been helping people do their own gardens, you know. That way they don't have to worry about their, you know, the drugs that they're putting into the particular, you know.
Totally organic. You
Yes,
know.
you know. That
I
way
love it.
they don't have to worry, you know.
Well,
I know, another layer of stress and anxiety. Yet another layer.
Well, we want,
And it's making us sick, keeping us sick, and that's the plan.
and when you have good, you know, medicines like cannabis, it makes you really strong. And when you have that kind of strength, wow, you feel good, you know.
you bring back your quality of life.
Expands your consciousness.
Here.
Well, and you feel so good, you know. You got back to that, and when you use cannabis, you got such a good, and you can tell yourself, and your doctor will know the difference. So, you know,
Yeah, hopefully they're on board.
they can tell, you know. They know.
Right?
They take one look at your blood test, and they look at the different things in your blood, and they go, wow, there's different, the molecules and different things in it are different. They go, okay, well, they just throw their hands up and go, well, we can't do nothing here, you know. It's all good, you know.
Right?
It's all good.
You wouldn't have the side effects that you would hear at the end of a commercial for the different drugs that they're selling you over the counter. Or
It's
even
worse than the disease.
yes.
Side effects are worse than the damn disease.
Well, because there are no side effects, you know. We have, you know, we had no side effects to start with, and we still don't have no side effects.
You,
Oh, no. Not with plant medicines, no.
And that's what we've been trying to educate people with, you know, with the cannabis show, that the medicine is good, there are no side effects, and that all along we just need to make sure everybody knows that the education is what's important. That we,
There's a lot of holistic doctors that will tell you exactly that, and there wasn't too long ago, 4 or 5 years ago, like 80 of them died under mysterious circumstances. There's a couple, though, Dr. Gabor Mate and Dr. Joe Dispenza, and they'll tell you the truth.
and
They're really taking a risk at doing that.
Right.
You know, just, whoops, where'd they go?
like Dr. Phil Lebeck.
Dr. Levesque, yeah.
yeah, well, and you know,
Better take his license.
And you know what?
Tell him the truth. We don't
And-
like the truth.
and we've been running with him all along on these shows, and we run with him and made sure that
Yeah. He was a real hero.
and look where he got us. You know, here we are today,
Yeah.
You know?
Here.
and we always thank you and make sure that he knows that what a blessing he is, you know, because look
Right.
what we do, you know. He got to make sure that we have a show today and make sure that we're educating on every state in the United States and all over the world, you know, in 50 or 40 countries or 40 or 50 or whatever it is, all over the world, you know. So that's what's important, you know, because we're reaching out with all of the information, you know.
Agreed.
So get in touch with your representatives and give them your opinion, your testimony about the benefits of cannabis, because we need your support as one big group, one big Mercy Nation.
Well, that's what we got going is the Mercy Nation is out there, you know. They've been out there for a lot of years, you know. And Sam, how are you doing with your strains? Are you doing good with your strains?
Yeah, can't complain.
And are they working good for you on your energy? Do you got good energy?
Yeah, the pain relieving aspect of it is what I enjoy most.
Hear, hear. Quality of life.
Yes, it's better than the damn opiates. It's like, you know what, I wouldn't take your opiates if you wanted to prescribe them to me. So I need another problem with an addictive pharmaceutical drug.
Well, and that's what people don't understand is they don't need no more opiates, and the pain relief is amazing.
And every state is liberalized. It drops like 25% the opioid use. I remember when it was getting legalized here, they were screaming, "Terror on the freeways!" And every state's been liberalized, like an 8 to 10% drop in highway fatalities. Just the lies they've told for so long.
The propaganda since 1937.
Yes.
And it's so good. It's so good. The lives that have been saved are amazing.
It is. It's amazing.
So that's what's amazing is the lives that have been saved by cannabis are out there and nobody talks about it, but, you know, we know, you know, the Mercy Nation knows that the lives that have been saved, thank you, Lord. You know, we know
They're
it.
enhanced.
We know
You know,
it.
even if you're terminal, they can't do nothing with you. You're going to have a better quality of life. You're going to have an appetite. You're going to be able to sleep. You're going to have less anxiety.
Well, see, and that's a lot of things that we haven't talked about is the anxiety that people have that cannabis will help. Is if you have cannabis, it will help the anxiety, you know.
True that.
And
Well-
you don't have to smoke it to get the benefits. There's edibles and tinctures and other methods to be
Well,
used.
because anxiety is one that you have to take pills and all that stuff for, that you wouldn't have to take pills that you could use cannabis for, you know.
1974, the newly established DEA under Nixon set out to prove that cannabis was carcinogenic like tobacco. What they found was the opposite. They tried desperately to remove it from every university in the nation. They didn't succeed. It's not carcinogenic. It fights cancer. So even if you do smoke it, it's not carcinogenic. It fights cancer.
Here, here.
Well, and that's the thing that they're finding out too is all the different cancers that it is fighting, that today, that the cancers that it is fighting is amazing, you know. That there's all kinds of cancers out there that cannabis is fighting.
They've had success with alkaline water. They've had success with frequencies. They've had, but the government goes in, shuts down their lab, gives them an offer they can't refuse. You better not talk about this. It's a big business, and they'd like to keep it a big business. Our entire government is owned by corporations, both parties. It doesn't matter which one. That whole division stuff, that's just for us. to keep us divided. Otherisms keep us stressed out, keep us sick, make us sick, stress-induced.
But the main thing is that we know that we can use cannabis as a good medicine and have a quality of life that is amazing, and that the education is good, that we keep educating others as well as the family, you know.
Indeed.
So that's what's important, you know, and that our senators and our legislators are supporting
Are in
cannabis.
somebody's pocket, and they're not. It's not our pocket.
Well, and that's what's important. You know, we got this far and made sure that we got the votes, that we got the law, and we got this far, and we got to keep it, you know.
That's what I always
And
loved
we
about
have
this
to
state.
change the
We're
law.
always at odds with the federal government.
Yes.
I love this state.
Well, and we're right there, you know, we got so much going on, and so as long as we can keep it and keep things going and keep the education going, we're right there. So that's why the Mercy Nation is so important, you know. And we thank you, Sam, for all that you do and all that you've done over the years, you know. And we know that you've always been out there, you know, and the knowledge that you've given, and, you know, thank you, you know.
Oh, delighted. Donata.
Well, because a lot of patients don't realize that, you know, the knowledge is important, you know.
And you could find all this stuff easily in your phone and in your computer if you're knowledgeable to find and look for it.
Well, yeah, but, you know, like, when did we start, you know, in the 20-some years ago, you know. It's been that long, you know. Perry's been, you know, putting stuff on all these little, however he does his things, you know. You know, it's amazing, you know. And I'm just thankful we've had all the things we've been able to do over all these years, you know.
CCTV.
Oh, yes. Thank you, CCTV, you know.
And Tank of Eugene
Yes.
in the Cannabis Matters.
You know, we've got, you know, and voter power, and we've had so many thankful blessings, and it's all good, you know. We've had so many over the years that's, you know, and we've been able to help in all these states and all these countries, and people have been able to get the help, you know. But there's still people out there that are suffering, you know, because their jobs and the places they live, and, you know, because of all these laws, you know. And it's terrible, you know. That's why we still need to fight. But, you know, there's still, you know, we still, with all this COVID stuff going on, you know, there's still terrible stuff going on. But we still need to keep all the stuff we're, you know, teaching, you know.
And pass it on to our children and friends.
Yes. Well, information is everything, you know. The information is everything. And that's what we was doing before all of it anyway. You know, we was doing all that anyway.
And with the help of CCTV, I want to thank those people. We're getting close to the end of the program. Sam, my man, have a good day. Hopefully we'll see you soon.
Yes, you have a good day as well.
Thanks for Dr. Lebec, Nurse Ed,
Thank
Shauna,
you, bro.
Mike,
No problem.
all the other people that have helped us out in the long run. Our President Perry, who's on family outings now. Hey, we love you. Take care. When you have to, wear a mask. You don't have to smoke the cannabis to get the benefits from it.
Be safe. Always remember, be safe.
And if you can, on a nice windy day, go fly a kite and smile because the wind's blowing through your ears. Thank you, my friends. You want to say anything before I turn it off, Glenn?
Yes, good night.
Good night. God bless you all, every single one of you.